Hello, and thanks for tuning in. Today, we are doing some healing work around letting go of the past. So, part of letting go of the past is also disassociating with the identity of who you are from the past. So, a lot of times I tell people that we kind of seem like we're the same person, right? But if you look back at various photos of yourself from childhood, graduations, we have the tendency, now we take pictures all the time, but my age group, we would take pictures during like graduations, class photos, Christmases, holidays, important times, right? We can look back at those photos and see ourselves in those photos, but we can also see where we've changed, where we've transformed. And what I mean by that is that parts of us are constantly dying and being reborn. So when you graduate high school or graduate any school, that student aspect of yourself dies and falls away, and then you step into a professional aspect of yourself, right? We can kind of have a visible external cue that this is what's happening, right? When we get married, our single life falls away, and we step into a marriage identity, right? A committed identity. And so when we become a mother or a parent, you're no longer a maiden, you're a mother now. And so your life changes, and you no longer go back to the person that you used to be, right? That's that, what did they say? The caterpillar or the butterfly doesn't go back to being the caterpillar kind of thing. And so this is part of that letting go. As we transform and move forward in our lives, we have to be able to let go. And there's a grievance that takes place in that, because there are parts of us that are dying. Now, part of what's happening with this healing, as we start to move forward, we are going to see that sometimes those aspects of our identity may be our expression, the clothes we wear, some of our friendships, some of the places that we frequent. I was just telling a friend of mine how I used to love going to this place, and it doesn't exist anymore. It got turned into something else completely now. And so when I drive past it, I think about the memories that I had in that space and how much it meant to me at that time, and how much my friendships and the connections that I made at that time were kind of anchored into this space that no longer exists. And so it's interesting how this is part of coming up as part of the healing, is that there's a grievance that takes place with the old us. And sometimes we don't grieve that person. So there's aspects and there's pieces. There's kind of like these sticky little tethers that get pulled along with us. And so we want to kind of come in and kind of, I don't want to say snip away, because I always say that there's a reason why attachments take place. So a lot of people talk about cutting cords and things of that nature as an energetic practice. And I always encourage people to think about, why is there an attachment there? Why is there a cord connected there? Because we can cut that just like you would in surgery, right? But if there's some reason why there's the attachment there, we want to look at what the agreements are. What is that attachment? And sometimes there's parts of us that don't want to let go of this part of our identity, or don't want to let go of certain people, places, or things, and that's what's keeping us anchored. And so part of that grievance process is going to allow this unwinding and this unraveling to take place, so we can get a better view and a better understanding as to what is our agreement with that specific thing. Just like I was saying, this used to be my spot. It doesn't exist anymore, right? So I'm going to pull a couple of cards just to give us some clarity around. So the first card coming up is going to be the Eight of Cups. And as you can see, that's exactly, everything I just said is exactly what's coming up in this card. Now, I don't need the cards to do the readings. If you've ever been treated by me, I don't typically use cards because I don't need to. With these videos, I like to use the cards as physical representations of a visual aid to help you kind of see the process. It also kind of helps to affirm and validate. It kind of seals it in, right? So here we're seeing that she's kind of lit a fire here, and she's walking away. She's going into new horizons. So this is, sometimes we have to have a ritual around letting things go through a grievance process, walk away. She's walking away. It's time to let it go and move on. Then we go into this is what I love about it. Can't make this stuff up. And then we go into a rebirth energy. So the rebirth energy here, and see how it's This is like a space. This is like this cosmic space where this hooded person would be, right? And this is because as you're going through a rebirthing, there's a re-identification that's taking place. You're creating a new space, a new environment within yourself to flourish. And this is something that really has to happen. You know, we have to change our environment. We have to sometimes change, you know, the amount of time, energy, focus, and things that are spent with people. And sometimes some of our friendships and even some of our family members, they keep us locked into these old identities. And they keep us locked into these old identities. I'll be like, oh, you've always been like that. So then it's really hard for you to shift gears out of that, because there's a grievance that they go through. You know, some of your friends, your family members, your students, your co-workers, people around you, they probably like who you are, you know. And when we say like parts of us die, like sometimes those are good parts, sometimes they're not. You know, have you ever heard somebody say like they changed for the worse? You know, they couldn't let go of something, and it made them bitter. It made them vindictive. It made them, you know what I mean? So part of the thing and why people kind of cling to your old identity is because they're comfortable with you. Your friends, family members, people that you're around, they like who you are. So when you're like, I don't like who I am anymore, I want to change, I want to evolve, I want to grow, they're like, wait a minute, we like you, we think you're awesome, right? We don't want you to change. You have to be able to kind of sift through those parts and get what you need from those aspects that you want for yourself, and then moving forward. And sometimes that means that some of these dynamics and these relationships are going to change. So if you no longer have the time to sit and listen to this story of 50 million times, then sometimes you have to hang up the phone. You have to limit those conversations. You have to kind of redirect your focus, and prioritize differently. And that affects the people around us, obviously. And sometimes that can cause people to want to cling. The next card coming up is the Tower. And here, I love this Tower card because we see a lot of transformational energy. I'm going to pull it in a little bit closer for you to see this. So we have a lot of butterfly energy. We have a little tiny squirrel down here. And then we have two little acorns. So the Tower energy typically in tarot is depicted as people falling out of this tower. It's this lightning bolt realization that comes in and kind of shocks everybody into this new way of being. With this one, we have a little tiny squirrel who's looking up at the transformational process that's happening around it. And one of the acorns is being absorbed into this energetic process. So squirrels will take acorns and dig up holes, and they'll hide the acorns so that when winter comes, they have something in reserve. So this is the idea, and this is why I love this Tower card, because it's so transformational, and it's no detriment to the little squirrel here. So this is sometimes like there's a huge upheaval in your environment with your friends, your family, your people, places, and things. But you have this little acorn here, this little thing that you've tucked away that's now getting absorbed into this process to help your transformation. And you're going to be completely safe in this process. It's everything around you that's going to be shifting. Beautiful, beautiful message. We're going to see if there's anything else here. Thank you guys for watching too. I really appreciate the energetics. Okay, so let me reshuffle because I'm getting like too many cards at once. Let me take a deep breath and calm my energy, ground my energy. Okay. What other message do we have for our collective and for this particular healing? Okay, so this is, and it feels like there's more than one card here, but there's not. Interesting. So what we have here is a resting energy. So you can see there's kind of a mending of the heart energy here. There's a girl resting inside of here. There's a balance between the root chakra and the throat chakra. This is a nesting energy. So as we come out of this tower, after we let go of whatever we needed to let go of to walk away from, we go into a rebirthing energy. There's a total shift in our environment. Then we go into this safe nesting space to heal, to regenerate. The Four of Swords is kind of like, I always say it's kind of like a necessary surgery. Like sometimes we have to, you know, and it's beautiful how we have these like a new construct here around the heart. It's like tying things in that are important to us in a new way, and it being from a very heart-oriented space. Sometimes, like, have you ever had a friend and you're kind of like, I don't even know how we became friends. And the next thing you know, you have this like consistent relationship going on, and you're just like, but it's not healthy. It's not balanced. And you're kind of like, why am I such close friends with this individual? And sometimes we have to cut ties or at least create some space to really focus on ourselves, to heal and to grow. So now my next question is just kind of asking, like, what comes after this resting, after this total transformation, letting go, releasing, moving into a new identity? What comes next? And so we're seeing like this moving. So this could be traveling, you could be taking a vacation, there could be some traveling, you may literally be moving. Now the 10 of Wands is typically a depiction of somebody who's carrying a lot of weight, who's overburdened, who's overworked. But now here what we see is like a kind of coming down from the mountain, coming down, like the descend. So like the hard work of climbing up the mountain, now we're coming down. She's carrying her bags, but she also has a lot of resources on with this ox here. So there's like a powerful energy there, and this is giving me that. And I read the messages as they're channeled. I don't always necessarily read them as the cards are. So with this, I'm seeing a coming home energy. So after this transformation takes place, it's like I'm coming home, or I'm finding my home, or I'm, I have my space. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles, which is an energy of loving the work that we're doing, receiving the rewards for what we've done. The owl is helping with this one. So there's something about using your wisdom, the wisdom that you're using, putting it into action and reaping what you sow. There's also a lot of white energy here, which is a purification energy. It's a sign that whatever you've done here with this work is now being purified and you're receiving rewards. It's like reaping what you sow kind of energetics. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, if you're a masculine watching this, could be a female coming into your life that's very solid and secure, very safe with herself, or this could be you yourself becoming very solid and secure with yourself, your position in life, your finances, your worth, and see how it goes from like reaping what you've sown and doing the work to then being in a position of being able to just sit back, relax, and enjoy it, okay? The clock there was just at 12:12 and 12:13. Now we have the Emperor energy coming in as well. So I kind of see these two as they could be counterparts or some sort of divine counterpart energy coming in. This could also be like playing your cards right. I know we got the chess piece here, but and the chess game. It's being strategic with what you have, and I see that strategic energy coming in very strongly with the Emperor, because there is a strategy to re-identifying yourself. There is a strategy through how you move through life and how it is that you're going to get the things that reach the goals that you want to reach, and to be in alignment with your highest self. We got the King of Pentacles and we had the Queen of Pentacles. So we have divine counterparts here, and victory on the bottom. So if you do have a divine counterpart, a masculine energy, you have a male in your life, he's also working towards his finances, you're working towards yours, and those two are a wonderful match, and they can be of great service to others because they carry a very generous and diplomatic way of leading and connecting with other people. Then we have Temperance at the bottom. So this is all about balance, finding that balance. So this has been your healing for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If it resonates with you, just click like, share, subscribe. If you want to book a personal session with me, just check out the description box below. Thank you so much for your time and energy. I appreciate it, and happy healing to you guys. See you in the next one.